Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Time to talk Hanover area baseball. Mike Zapotoski joins us, the head coach. Mike, a great season last year. Kids are working hard, but you guys want a little bit more. Tell us about this year's team for Hanover.
This year's team, John, is very senior heavy. We have 7 returning starters, 6 are seniors. One of them is a junior, the other returning starter. So we have the experience. We have 4 guys that could start on the mound. So experience and leadership is definitely one of our strong points this year.
Well, let's first talk about a 3-year starter. East Stroudsburg University is where he's going to take it to the next level. Mike Solkowski.
Mike Solkowski, he's a great kid. He's started for us since he's a freshman. I haven't seen a better catcher in our league since I've been here. Defensively, nothing gets by him. He keeps everything in front, and very few people try to steal off him. He throws a sub-2 time down the second base. He's all-around great player.
Well, Mike, you always need good pitching. Tell us about the pitching staff you have there for the Hawkeyes this season.
We have John Wickheiser. He's a returning pitcher from last year. He throws on the black of the plate. There's really never too many of his pitches that get over the white part of the plate. He has a great curveball, changeup, and cutter he throws as well. Doesn't walk anyone really. We had a game the other day. He threw 60 pitches, 45 were strikes, which is something you need as a pitcher. And usually people don't really get a chance to square up his ball since it's really never over the plate.
And then you have a couple of other guys that you're hoping to get some big stuff out of. One plays the outfield, and Mike Blazowski.
Mike, he got a decent amount of time in our non-conference games last year. He also threw in a district playoff game. Throws the ball really well. He's same thing as John. Has a great curve, pretty good changeup. He was more of a closer last year. This year we hope to have him starting on the mound as well. Same thing as John, doesn't walk too many people, and the ball doesn't really, get hit well off him as well. We also have Mike Boganovich returning from last year. He's a big righty, throws from a 3/4 arm angle. He had some control issues early in his career, but he seems to have them under control now. When he throws strikes, he's very tough to hit. It's hard to pick the ball up off of him from the mound, and he also, he's big. He's 6'2", 250 plus. Pretty scary to hit off a guy like that. And he also has a good slider, curveball. And we also have Nick Dino returning to us from last year. Nick started a couple games on the mound from us last year. Same thing, great control, good curveball, good changeup. All 4 of them pretty much are really interchangeable. I could pick who I want to throw depending on the matchup with any of the guys.
Well, tell us about Matt Cole as well. I know he does a pretty good job defensively, and it's his senior year.
Matt, he's a 2-year starter. He's didn't bat much early in his career, but this year, he worked a ton of it on the off season. In our first couple preseason games we have, he's hitting him around 400. And defensively, not the fastest kid on the field, but just gets about any ball that a kid that runs a 4.6 40 runs. Great, he gets great jumps off the bat, and he has above average out in right field.
We're talking Hanover area baseball. Mike Zapotoski, the head coach here on the John Mendola Show. Driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers, locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, Hazleton, and Williamsport. Mike, the league should be tough, and, of course, AA, some good teams out there. We talk with Mountain View coach, and, of course, Mid-Valley expected to be good. Tell us about what you know in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
Oh, we have Holy Redeemer drops down. We don't play them during the season, but they drop down. They pretty much play a AAA, and they play some 4A schedule during the year. So we can't really go by their record when they drop down in playoff time because they play a AAA and 4A schedule. They're always a tough team to beat. We saw Mid Valley last year. They should be very good again. Baseball is sports. One game and you're done in playoffs. So you need to make sure you're playing your best at the end of the year, and you can't have a bad game come district playoff time or you're sent home.
And, of course, a lot of teams in northeastern Pennsylvania seems to be the theme, can't get outside because of the weather. I think you guys took to the shovels pretty early with that.
Our field, our grounds crew did a great job on our field. We haven't got a ton of practice time out there, but we played 3 games on our field, and we went down to Philly and played 2 teams down there. So we've been lucky to get games in. Practice-wise hasn't been the best with the field conditions, but we saw some great competition so far, and it seemed like we'd probably be a step ahead of everyone with games being played right now.
How hungry are these guys? How hard did they work in that offseason to try to reach the pinnacle this year?
Well, these guys have been playing pretty much since they were 5 years old together, this group of kids. I think they grew a lot. In the last game we played, we were down 7-0. That's been our kind of struggle. Once we get down by a couple runs, haven't had a chance to, have that fight. They fight back, and we came back from 7-0 deficit and won one of our last preseason games. So I think they finally took that step to the next level. They're hungry, and they know what they want to do, and we have our mindset on one thing.
Hanover area baseball here on the John Mendola Show. Mike, thanks for taking some time out and joining us.
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll get to see the Hawkeyes this year. It is Hanover area, hoping to have a good year in Double-A and play for a district championship here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.